Hi, and welcome to the Camp Warren Garden. I hope that you're doing well wherever you're watching this. It's about high noon on July 16th, and I want to show you what we've got growing. It's a beautiful part of the year. Flowers are blooming, even some fruit is forming. What I'm most excited about is the raspberries that I'm about to go harvest. But I want to show you a little bit of what we have. These red pines border the west and north edges of this learning garden, and raspberries border the rest of it. We've got a big pile of pine branches, and if you can imagine, not 2 days ago we had several piles of pine branches here that have all been turned into wood mulch, which is this somewhat unimpressive heap after trimming many trees. The mulch is really useful for us right now for pathway creation, really good weed suppression, and it also is great to grow soil. Many different species of fungi and bacteria feed on wood mulch, and so we can sort of have a win-win. We can have a nice clean walkway and also really healthy soil beneath. This berm, which is a raised bed and compost heap sort of in one, is a hill that we formed now about a month ago that has really started to break down nicely, and these plants growing on it are loving all of that rich organic matter. Like I said, it's high noon, so these plants are showing the heat, which is a regular occurrence on hot days like this. These cabbage in particular look like they're pretty tired. But these beautiful trees will provide shade in just about 2 hours. We have cherry tomatoes that are being trained to grow upwards on this north edge. And on the other side are some squash, butternut, and pumpkin, and some watermelon sort of lost in there. These are sprawling down, you can see. Sort of cascading effect, which will eventually reach the sweet corn, which sweet corn won't mind at all since it grows mostly up, and the squash will really help cover the soil so that, again, sort of a mulch to help preserve some of the moisture and microbial life. Down here we have another berm in progress, and this will be the last garden bed to be put in here, at least for the time being. So you can see we've sort of dug out a cavity and saved the soil on the edges here. We have mulched this end, and we're starting to put composted horse manure on this end. And beneath all of that are large logs that came from that large pile I mentioned. And raspberries. More raspberries than we know what to do with. This variety is a wild berry, and we also have some cultivated varieties that produce bigger fruits, which I'll show you. So next to the sweet corn we have some very happy cucumbers. And we've got some fruit forming. herbs and wildflowers and a variety of things here. I also just planted some lettuce greens. On this side we have a few young blueberry shrubs, which are being protected from rabbit activity. Beautiful bachelor button flowers. And some very robust parsley. A couple different varieties here. We also have some snap peas, which are on their way out. They're done flowering and fruiting, and so something else will go in their place. And some summer squash, fruits and flowers, some beans, this beautiful lily, looks like a leopard, some beets hidden in there, a bed of carrots and a few eggplant, and more carrot seed planted there. Sunflowers border these beds. And these tomatoes have fuchsia beans growing up the trellis structure. We have another cherry tomato variety here, planted next to peas, that has a ripe fruit. And it's only July. So to get ripe fruit up here in July is a good sign. We've got some bell peppers here and some young Brussels sprouts. We have some broccolini, so little broccoli heads. One that will be harvested probably tomorrow, but they will start coming now. Beautiful kale. And potatoes. All of these are potatoes. Hopefully get a good harvest there. But today's task is going to be these beautiful red raspberries, which are exploding off these plants. Now I must get into the bramble here. Thanks for joining me.